am I going to keep track of how many eggs I've sold? Is it going to tell me here? 42 eggs. Jeepers creepers. We've only got 10 chickens. We've got 42 eggs already. Right. So that little pop-up then, I thought it was telling me what was in the silo. It's not. It's the food that I've chosen for them to eat. Okay. It's just unlucky for me that it pops up right on that silo. Actually, I say that. It is actually on the silo, isn't it? We'll figure it out as we go. Still looping and stuff in there. Don't know why. Let's just say we got a little bit of a fail safe.
Current tasks and you can track progress there. That's 4.2 eggs per chicken.
4.2 eggs per chicken. It certainly is. Click the first icon top left. There are current tasks you can track progress there. Ah, okay. So we've got 40 odd eggs. I'm not entirely sure our employee is doing anything. She's a worker. Hang on. She is a worker. And we have set up auto trades. So she should be doing this. But how often? What's her name? So I can click on her and see what she's doing right now. So she's there. Is that her selling eggs? Nope. I thought she was selling eggs to this car. So she's not very happy because her work productivity is quite low. So she's going to the small silo.
On top of screen to keep track how many you have.
Ah, yes, you can have products on top of the screen to see how many there are. So I'd forgotten about that. That was available in the last game. So it's egg, not eggs. So we've got 240 eggs. What's she got now? She's going to the owner's farmhouse. Corn. So she's currently transporting corn. That's probably due to my cock up earlier. So let's take your advice then. Let's get a second employee here. Or a third employee, as it were. Someone who's good at shipping. I think that makes sense. Okay, so somebody's good at shipping. It doesn't say who's best at shipping. But anyway, they're both good at shipping. He's slightly cheaper, so we'll give him a bit of a pay rise. We'll hire this guy. Kenneth, oh, I like a nice egg. There's nothing I like more than a perfectly cooked poached egg or a perfectly semicircular omelette with cheese, ham and onions in it. Delish. Right, let's assign a second staff member. Training required, effective task delegation. Oh, I can't put a second person in there until I've done the training. And I don't know where the training is. Is that training? Kind of looks like a hat. Nope, that's layers. So we're producing the eggs. We're doing well. We're making eggs. Katie Reed is probably going to get fired at this rate. She's going to the warehouse. What's she doing? Speed her up, see what she's doing. She's gone to the warehouse. She's got 200 eggs. Check it out. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to sell some eggs. We've got 324 eggs. Somebody's got to sell an egg in a minute. I'd forgotten about this. We've got gooseberries going mental. We've got raspberries, 57 days left on them. Then we've got some guava over here that's going to be sold in a minute. Let's get an eyeball on all of this. Raspberries, fresh. Gooseberries. Let's keep an eye on them, see what's going on. What was the other thing? Guava. How do you spell guava? $410 eggs. My God, woman, just sell an egg, will you? Thank you, for goodness sakes. We've finally sold some eggs. Now you know the basics of animal husbandry. Now you can prove yourself by raising cattle, build a barn to store cow food that you can't store in a silo, and set up a manure storage to collect useful natural fertilizers. Okay. Time to get some coos up in here. So, how big is a coo farm? That's a fish farm. That's a manure storage. So if I go to animals, okay, so we've got small coop and fish farm. Hang on a minute. It says build a barn to store cow food. A barn. Okay, so I'm not making cows just yet. I'm looking for a barn. So that's a barn. The barn is a specific type of a warehouse. Costs 12 grand, maintenance 50 a month, max capacity is 50,000. It holds fodder and oil plants. That's quite large, isn't it? I'm going to slot it there. I'm going to put a road in. Oops. Try again. Right, there we go. I don't like the way this dirty road ebbs into the nice clean road, but when we upgrade it to concrete, that'll be fine. So we built a barn. Now we need some manure storage. So I'm going to go with another road across here. Down that side. This, hopefully we can fit the cows in there. Complete guesswork. I don't know if that's going to be the case. And the manure storage can go right there, right next to where all our employees sleep, so that they can smell that lovely manure smell that we all know and love. We could probably get 2 or 3 in there, actually. If I put a little path up there, we might be able to get a few more the other side as well. So we've got manure storage. We've got the warehouse to store fodder. Right, so this is now storing nothing. This is now storing nothing. And this is now storing 50-50, 43-43. Perfect. So we got there in the end. We are now organised, finally. And our little farm is growing quite nicely. We got 350,000 still in the bank. That's negative yearly flow of 721,000. Oh, 716,000. I think we're making a bit of a profit. What's going on? The price of buckwheat honey has gone up, and banana prices have gone up. I don't imagine we can grow bananas in Europe, but that's what Farm Manager World is all about. Bringing it all together. Look at that. That's a hell of a barn. Stunning. Build a small cow shed and buy dairy cows. Hire an employee to take care of them and ensure food variety of at least 50%. Build. Animal. Small cow shed. Yes, luckily it fits. Although, check this out. What? Hang on a minute. Oh, I see. So the employee's house goes red because it's not close enough to a road. But as long as it's on a road, then it's fine. I might even be able to slot it in up there, look. Can I get 2 in that gap? Not quite, it's 4 wide. I almost can get 2 in there, can't I? It's very tempting. Well, I can definitely get one in there, so let's slot one in there, and maybe I can move all that up by one slot. Right, so we're now gonna be... What are we gonna track here? Milk? If we're buying dairy cows, I guess it's gonna be milk. Is there a move option? No. So it looks like it's automatically picked liquid manure and manure. Right, I'm going to destroy that. And I'm going to destroy that. I'm going to add a road just one section further over. It's frustrating that I can't build on that little section there, but we'll just have to deal with that. And then I'll slot that back in that gap there. Right, let's assign a staff member. So we're going to have to hire somebody who's good with animals. We have 2 people who are good with animals. She's a lot cheaper, so we're going to hire her and give her a pay rise. Turn off all that. We don't want to do manual work, machine work, or drive machines at this moment in time. So we will hire her, Jessica Hutchinson. There you go. She's immediately assigned to this. Now we're going to buy some cows. So let's go with... I don't know how many I can have. Let's go 3 young and... Oh, it looks like 4 cows per thingy. So we'll go 2 young and 2 old. So I can see we've got the option of dairy cow, meat cow, but no bulls, interestingly. Right, so we'll feed them soya, corn. Huh. Grass and silage. The problem is I don't have half of that. So we'll just start off by feeding them soya and corn, I guess. It says there, to take care of them, ensure the food variety of at least 50%, which is what we got there. So soya and corn is 60%, so that's good. So I'm kind of going off on a bit of a whim now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a new field. I don't want to go too crazy. But we're going to grow grass in here. It's all going to be manual labour. There's up to 7 people who are going to be working on that field. So I'm going to go into the employees here. I'm going to whack this up to 7. We can have a maximum of 12. So that gives us a bit of breathing space. We've got an employee in there who's doing absolutely nothing. So we're going to have to upgrade that so that we can get them working as well. God, this farm has grown so quickly. It's growing faster than my brain can cope with right now. We got our first cow. That's Daisy and that's Moo Moo. I don't know where the other little cows are. Let's click on that a second. Well, it says we've got 2 adult and 2 young. Maybe the young ones stay in the barn or something. Who knows? Right, so here come the guys. They're going to hate this field. But what it's going to do is going to provide us the grass and the silage that we need for the cows to make them super duper happy. And then we can get a second cow shed here, and then we can double the amount of milk that we're producing. So we've just produced some manure and some other stuff. So within time, we'll be able to swap this fertilizer out for actual manure, which is cool. But we'll need probably some machinery to spray it properly. Resources, building expires soon. 250 gooseberries. Oh man, I have to sell the gooseberries by hand still, don't I? Sell gooseberries. How many have I got? 300. Okay, so the greenhouse needs spraying, but there's not enough staff. So it's starting to get tricky already. What I need to do, and I don't think the game is going to let me do it just yet, I need to buy a tractor. That'll solve all my problems. There's no tractor options available just yet. Plan mode, that's interesting. Right, let's speed up time. Hope everything goes swimmingly. We are fast approaching the end of the summer, which means 7 of our employees are going to go home. Now that is going to create its own problems. We've got 3 months, so I've got to get this grass at least once through. I don't know how long grass takes to grow, probably longer than 3 months. So this may not even come into force until next year. It's going to be a little bit awkward. And we're not getting the best out of the cows either. Oh, speaking of which, we've got 112 units of milk. I can't hold on to that for too long. So let's type in here. Oh, sell milk. So we can only sell 48 units of milk. That's because there's 48 units in there and the rest is in the warehouse. So I guess we're going to have to get some sort of like a shipping building or something to take directly from the warehouse, but otherwise it's all going to have to go through the farmhouse. That's a little different than last year, I think, memory serves. How are we doing? So ploughing is completed. That's great. Pretty sure I've done that. Yep, 60%. Current food quality, 60%. It's costing us a fortune to buy in all this stuff. So I want to get some fields down that will grow lupin and wheat and so on and so forth. But obviously,
could always turn the milk into cheese.
It's going to be expensive. Mr. T, yes, cheese. That's a very good idea. That's going to require some rather advanced manufacturing, I suppose. I doubt whether or not we're going to be able to do that at the moment. One thing I am curious about is whether or not I can expand a field or retract the size of a field. I'm pretty sure that was a limitation in the first 2 games, which I found quite frustrating. So at some point I'm going to try and expand, or well, I'll probably try and expand the gooseberries.
You will see what you are still missing.
Carlo, if I push the green one, I'll see what I'm still missing. Oh, I see. That's why he hasn't progressed, because I didn't buy 4 adult cows. To be fair, it doesn't say buy 4 adult cows, does it? It just says buy dairy cows. So that's his fault, and he can suck that up. Right, so I'm going to have to get an extra couple of cows. That's not a problem. We've got the cash. I was going to do this anyway. We're just going to have to do it a little earlier. Do it a little earlier than anticipated. And I think we've got an employee left over here. Yeah, we're going to have to hire another person. Someone who's good with animals. Harley Wilson. He sounds very cool, doesn't he? We'll hire you. You can come look after the second cow shed. That's going to double our production. Make us even more money. It's all going to be good. Field harvested. The gooseberries. Right, I'm going to have to sell them as well. How many gooseberries have I got to sell? Right, sell the milk. Gooseberries haven't reached the house yet, so we can't sell them. Let's buy 2 more adult cows. Where are they? They're the young ones, they're the old ones. And assign the staff. Harley Wilson. Right, so we just have to wait for them to get here. Thank you, Carlo, for pointing that out to me. We could have been there a very long time waiting for the guided tutorial to progress. Well, I suppose eventually these 2 young cows would have turned into adult cows and then it would have continued, so it's just a matter of time. It just would have taken a couple of years instead of a couple of days.
Updated version, brah.
Hi Stewie, yes, this is the 3rd iteration of Farm Manager. This is Farm Manager World. And whilst we've got a bit of time, I can tell you a couple of things that's been added to the game. One of the things that's been added to the game is different continents. So different continents have different soil qualities, different pH values, different temperatures, different climate. So you can grow different foods and resources in different countries. Now, what you can do is expand, I think, across all 3 of those, or you can play multiplayer. You can I don't know what that means. How's it playing fridge freezer? I don't know. What does that mean? What does that mean, Stewie? Fridge freezer? I'm confused. You do have multiplayer though. Multiplayer is going to be quite an interesting addition to the game. Right, here we go. Progression. Hang on, let me just sell some eggs before Excellent, you did well. Your farm is already producing a lot of goods, so make sure you sell them efficiently. You're going to need a new logistics employee, but in order to assign one, you must first complete the effective task delegation training. You'll find it in the manager panel under the training manager tab, and then under logistics tab.
Squeeze a lemon, squeeze a geezer.
There are other training courses there that you can complete to improve your farm and unlock new buildings. Right, so staff manager, down here in training manager, animal husbandry, logistics, effective task delegation, start. So that's going to cost 2,000 quid. Requirements are I must have a warehouse and a barn, and it will unlock a second worker slot in the owner's house. So we're going to start that. Unfortunately, the person I hired to do that job is not a logistics person, it's a shipping person. So I think George is going to get fired. Sorry, George. So I think I've just let George go. Yes. Now we're going to hire someone who's good at logistics. That's manufacturing! God damn it. So we need not have fired him at all. Ah, nuggets. Okay, well, that's under progress. It will work itself out. Maybe we can hire him back.
Can I get 2 pints of UN pasteurized milk, please?
You can get straight out of the cow milk, Stewie. That's all we sell here. Speaking of which, I do need to get rid of some stuff, so let's get rid of... Ah, no, we don't. That's interesting. We have 475 eggs, but none are being sold. That's interesting. How many chickens do we have now? Still only 10, but they're all adults. So that's why we got so many eggs, but they don't seem to be getting sold very well.
Best not tell my brother that he's fired.
Does your brother work here, Tez? That's the question. Oh, hang on. What have I not done here? I've not selected any food for them. Right, that was silly. Right, so they've got some food. The grass is has reached the fertilizing stage and then planting. So
Excellent, still warm for the Weetabix, save wear and tear on the microwave.
excellent, still warm for the Weetabix, save wear and tear on the microwave. Yes, indeed. Genius logic. I love that. So how long does it take for grass to grow? I think it does tell me somewhere, doesn't it? Not entirely sure how long that takes. I'm sure it will tell me eventually.
No, but his name is George.
Ah, his name is George, of course. Click. 40 days. Oh, okay, so it will only take a month. Oh, do you know what? We might just, if we're very lucky, just manage to get the grass, one lot of grass done. Right, there's 1 day left of training.
Can you use the hard and runny poo for anything?
Yes, you can, yes. We'll be using it to fertilize these fields eventually. Bring back George. That's good. Now listen here, chaps. I'll have none of this, you know. There's only one leader on a farm, and that's me, head farm man, Mr. Sim. Now, I may have cocked up there. I may have already made a few mistakes and relied upon you to fix them for me, but that does not mean that you can undermine my authority. All right? Right, I'm glad we got that clear.
Justice for George.
Right, there's going to be an official ban of anybody called George working at this farm as of this point of time. The name George will be condemned. Right, hire and assign a second employee. If George is there, I'll rehire George. How's that for a deal? Let's hire somebody who is good at shipping skill. I'm so annoyed I sacked him because he's exactly the chap we needed. No, I'm sorry, he's not there. Millie Miles is there. And Maya Warren is there. She's cheaper. I can give her a bit of a bonus. But unfortunately, George has gone and found himself a better job somewhere else. So I'm sorry about that. Right, so let's assign a second staff member. Bomb. A new program of subsidiaries for beginner farmers has just started. You can qualify, but you need a greater variety of crops. Build 2 greenhouses to grow melons and bok choy. What about Gordon the Gopher forklift operator? Well, if he pops up, I'll hire him. Thank you, Mr. T. Much appreciated, as always. I was going to convert this area here to be buckwheat and blah, blah, blah. Or rather soya, wheat and whatnot. But I think what I'll do is I'll put the greenhouses here because it works better. It makes sense in our current situation. And I can squeeze them in like that and it will look cool. Which is well nice and that. So we're going to grow some melons and some bok choy. I love bok choy and I love melons. Ted's keeping it clean for everyone. Thank you very much. We'll have no discussion about melons either, Mr. T. Thank you very much.
Some nice big juicy aubergine.
Nice big juicy aubergine. That's a good question, actually. Is aubergine in the list? Let's have a look. No. Sauerkraut is in the list. No aubergine. Isn't that surprising? Actually, don't they call it something else? Doesn't aubergine have a second name? I can't for the life of me think what it is. It may be in here under a different name, I don't know. Or it may not be in here at all. I can see quite a few things are in here. What's that?
Squash.
It's mutton. Butternut squash. Pretty sure butternut's in here.
Him saying nothing.
There's butter. There's butter, but not butternut squash.